around, but they ain't heard of ya. All I know is I do this shit, so don't worry about what I'm earning, bruh. Yeah, that real shit, them hoes know they turn it up. Fuck on with them verses, I was great. Follow y'all till they learn to fuck. I'm hot, boy.
Who the fuck you think you is?
Hey man, say man, another review, another day, man. You already know it's your boy 314 Gunner back at you again with another review. Today we got something a little different though. We're not doing a review. We got the Glock 19 in front of us. You already know what it is. Today we're gonna do a color video, custom color video, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna color out the imprints and the cuttings on our Glock today. So without all further ado, let's just get straight into it. It's gonna be a real quick video, real easy mod to do to your gun to have it standing out a whole lot. Anybody can do it themselves, so let's get to it. So now that we got the slide off of the frame, let's go ahead and start in on it. So the only thing you're gonna need for this, just a couple different things, and you should have it at the crib. If you don't, you can get it from the dollar store. Some alcohol, rubbing alcohol preferably. Well, rubbing alcohol. All you gotta do is take a little bit on a rag. I got these shop rags right here. Put a little bit on those, and all you're gonna do is clean it off first. You're just gonna take a little bit on your rag, real simple, just like that. Right over your lettering. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of alcohol on there. You're just getting all that dust out of there. Basically cleaning all that gunk and grime up out of there, you know what I'm saying? So, let that sit. Let it air dry. I like to get deep down in those letters so it makes sure that that paint will actually stick to it. But y'all focus. Got a new camera for y'all too, so bear with me, you know what I'm saying? While it's doing this thing, I'm trying to do mine. If I can get it to focus. How about we just come closer? There you go. There you go. So that's drying off. Got the alcohol on it. And in the light it almost looked like brushed steel, but I assure you it's still the same Glock color. You know what I'm saying? That blue Glock bluing or whatever. So let that dry for a second, and then we come back and we hit it with the paint. Now, the paint I'm using is going to be this right here. Let's see if it'll focus on this. There we go. It's just some regular art paint or whatever, acrylic art paint. Acrylic stays on there a little bit better, but you can pretty much use anything you want. I had some of this laying around the house, so I've used it before. I know it stays on there pretty well. So just decided to go ahead and use this, but like I said, you can use any type of paint that you really want. Now, this should be dried off enough. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in on it, and we are going to just lay our paint down directly into, let me zoom y'all in on this. We're gonna put our paint directly onto the letters, okay? Just like this. Don't gotta be neat with it. You just wanna fill in and fill over the letters. A lot of overfill is fine. You're gonna wipe all this clean once you get done. So it doesn't matter. Now, if you're limited on paint, you might wanna watch it. But other than that, you can use as much as you want, because you're gonna wipe it right off. And you actually want to fill up all those little gaps in your engraving. Okay, so we're gonna do that like that. As you see, it's just like whiteout. Just leave it on there, let it sit. We're gonna let that sit about 5 or 10 minutes. And then when we come back, all you have to do is pretty much take some of the alcohol, throw it on a rag, and wipe it down. And I'll show y'all exactly how it's gonna come out and how it's gonna look in a second. Now, while we're waiting on that one to dry, I figured I'll show y'all a few of them that I already done in the past. This is the Glock 27. You already know, I did that one a long time ago. This is one of the first ones I did actually, and it came out really good. And it's still there. I've shot it a bunch of times, and it's still not fading. I actually don't shoot this gun as much as I used to, but this is still one of my favorites 40 cal Glock 27. The white goes really good with the tan. So I like that contrast a lot with the white, the tan, and the black Viridian. So looks pretty good on that one. And then I also did it on my folding Glock 19. Did it on that one. Came out pretty clean on that one too. Like I said, this helps your gun out so much. It's the littlest accessory to a gun. Yeah, but like I said, these two came out really well, and this other 19 slide is gonna come out just as good. I mean, something to make your gun look really good, really cheap, really easy. You can do it yourself. So, like I said, let's get to it. This one should be about dry now, so I'll show y'all. All right, so this should be just about dry. Let's zoom in on that. You can actually see, if you look, let's try and get it in there. You can actually see it drying down in the grooves. So that's a good thing. It's sinking down in there. Now we're gonna do this a couple times, but I'll show y'all how it looks after the first one, and then I'll show y'all the finished product. So there we go. All right, so like I said, we're gonna take our shop rag. Gonna take your shop rag, a little bit of alcohol on it. Now what I like to do is take a little piece of cardboard or something first. Take the excess off. Just run it over the top. Whatever comes off, comes off. And I like to actually let it dry pretty good on there, so just do that real quick to get the chunks off. And then the rest is gonna come off with the alcohol. Like I said, they look kind of sloppy right now, but as soon as we get to rubbing, that'll go away. See what I mean? See that 19 is already standing out now by 19. And we just get the chunks off around it. But as you see, that's standing out already. Definitely standing out already. Let's see, you just go in a circle pattern around it. And we're gonna do this a couple times, like I said. So the initial is to get the chunks out, right? And then we fill in the gaps from there. Now I'll let this dry on here pretty good. Maybe a little bit longer than I should have. Normally it comes off really easy if you just let it dry a couple minutes. I had it dry in about 15 minutes or so, maybe 20 minutes. But it'll still work the same. It'll still work the exact same, unless you get to pulling it all out. So you want to make sure that you just go in a circle motion, and it'll get it off little by little. But trust me, it'll come off. Little by little, it'll come off. You don't want to go too hard, or else you're going to end up taking it out like this right here. But that right there, that's what you want. So if you do get it a little bit too dry, all you really got to do is use a little bit more alcohol on your pad, on your towel, and wet that part up a little bit, just like that. Yeah, just use a little bit more and it'll come right off, as you see. So just gonna do a little bit more on the towel, and just, you want to just gently do it until it comes off. It will come off. Like I said, I encourage everybody to do something custom to your gun. You know what I mean? Me and my brother, we do all types of stuff to our guns. We wrap guns, you know what I'm saying? Do all types of stuff. Shit, it's ours. You know what I mean? I want mine to stand out from yours. I don't want to be at the shooting range. Something happen. We gotta leave everything in there. Then we come back in and get our shit and we like, who's it, what's what? Because this Glock just like this Glock and that look just like that Sig. It's all the same. Hell no. That's mine. You know what I mean? I'm gonna know what mine is. And like I said, this ain't the only color you can use. I use all types of colors. On my 43, I got the neon, like orange, Tangelo, whatever you want to call it, to match the front night sight I got on there. So, you know, you can use all types of colors. Get real creative, man. Do whatever you want to do. The OD greens, the tans, the DD tans, or whatever the fuck. It's not the only colors in the world. You can do whatever you want to do to your gun, man. It's 2020, you know. But this is the first round. And like I said, this took a few minutes, as y'all see. And the Glock's pretty good. The 19 Gen 4 is pretty good. I took too much out of the Austria and out of the 9x19. Like I said, though, we're going to do it a few times anyway. So this was just the first round. We're going to do it probably 2 more times, wipe it down, and it'll be done. Y'all see the finished product. Here we go. So we're gonna put some more in there. We'll put more everywhere on the Glock. And put it on the 19 Gen 4. Even though it looks good, we still gonna put it on there because we want those extra coats. When you're shooting this thing, this is acrylic paint, so it'll stay. But when you're shooting this thing, you know, so much dust and all that, especially if you're using cheaper ammunition. So much grime and dust that comes out of the front, gets on your barrel. You know, you really want this paint to last on there. You don't want to have to do this. It's not hard to do. I don't mind doing it, but you don't want to have to do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? You want it to last in your holster and all that type of stuff. So these been done for a while. And they holding up pretty good. Like I said, acrylic paint is usually weatherproof, so I rock with it. But let that dry. And we'll wipe it down, see how it comes out. I'm not gonna let this one dry as long this time. I'll let the other one dry for about 20 minutes. That's actually a good example of what not to do. Even if you do it, it's not gonna hurt your gun. Just make sure you use the right technique when wiping it down. Don't do it too hard, otherwise you're gonna pull all the paint out of the grooves. That's not what you wanna do. Just wanna go over it gently. Just use a little bit more alcohol if you need to, if it gets too thick or if it dries up too much on you. And just a little bit more alcohol, rub over it lightly, and it'll come off just like y'all just saw. But as soon as this dries up, we're gonna do this one, let y'all see the second coat, and we're gonna move on. All right, so we let it dry for about 10 minutes this time, and we're just gonna take it right to it, and we're gonna do it gently, but firmly, and it'll start taking it. It'll start taking it off of there, right where we want it to take it off. See that? Go pretty gentle. You'll be good to go. See that? It's much better. You get the little details out, and that's your 19 right there. Focus that. The rest of that'll wipe off, but y'all get the drift. Y'all get the gist. Wipe over it gently, consistently, and it'll come out just fine. You want to be a little abrasive, but you don't want to press down too hard. Look at that. Austria coming out good. I like to go in a circle motion because I go back and forth with the circle motion. Seems to get it pretty even. Like I said, just be a little bit aggressive with it. not overly aggressive, because you don't want to strip the paint out of the grooves. Look at that. Last one's going to be our Glock. And if it does seem like it's getting a little bit dry on you, always throw some more alcohol on your pad, on your shop rag. There you have it. And there you have it. Not too bad for a second round. Got to get the top of this Glock a little bit better. Like I said, we're going to do this about 3 times, so focus in on that one real quick. There we go. So you saw the top right here on this Glock. You need to fill that in. But the Austria is looking much better. 9x19 looking much better. Do it one more time, get that all filled in, and this will be good to go. It's just that easy, guys. So, take it again. We take our acrylic paint and we fill in, just like that. All over again. You're doing the same thing all over again. Same places. You could just fill in where you need to fill in, but to be honest, you need to fill in everywhere, because it hasn't gotten in there to where it's going to stay yet. So we're going to do multiple layers, like I said. This will be the 3rd layer. Just going to help it stay a little bit longer, so that you don't got to do this multiple times. Alright, so we let it dry another 10 minutes. We're going to get wiping. Let's say hit that circular motion semi-aggressively right over where you're trying to get it off. Keep rubbing. And this is going to be the 3rd one. Now, I've gone back over previous ones I've done before. A 4th time, 5th time, just sitting around, 2 o'clock in the morning, hit it a 7th time, get around to it, but you don't have to. 3 times should be good enough for you to make this work and for it to last pretty much as long as you're gonna need it to last, at least before you gotta sit down and, redo it some months or whatever from now, maybe even a couple years from now, depending on what you're using. Like I said, this acrylic paint is good. It's really, really low cost, cheap paint, you know what I'm saying? So, real easy to work with. If you mess anything up, this is a gun, man. It's not gonna get hurt. There's nothing you can do to really break this thing except for something that you're definitely not supposed to be doing. And putting some paint on a gun definitely ain't it, So don't trip. If you feel like you didn't get it right the first time or it didn't come out right, it don't matter, man. Guess what? Anybody that you paying to do your gun for you, if they feel like they didn't get it right the first time, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna redo it. So you can do the same thing. Look at that. You can do the exact same thing. Like I said, you let it dry. Get a little bit more if you need a little bit more. Get to wiping, It'll come out good. Anybody can do this. Any of y'all can do this. I'm talking about. Like I said, it makes a huge, huge difference on y'all gun. If I'll do it before and after on this one, but you can see from looking at this one and looking at this one, the before and after, what it looked like before. But, I just think it makes a world of difference in a firearm. Little custom touch. Just a tad custom touch. And it'll have it looking completely different. Look at that. Told you guys that third one was gonna be the one. But get it to focus. Look at that. So our G is now all the way filled in on our Glock. The 19 Gen 4. It's usually all it takes, guys, about 3 of them. 3 coats, and it comes out pretty perfect. I'll wipe her down a little bit more and get her cleaned up and throw it back on. Let you guys see how it looks cleaned up and thrown back on. It looks the same as these, but it's a hell of a difference. I mean, a hell of a difference. So, little custom mod you can do to your gun, any gun, don't matter whether it's a Glock, Beretta, Smith & Wesson. It doesn't matter, SIG. If it's got any type of engraving on it, you can do this, and it'll come out the same way. It'll just enhance the little features of your gun. Well, there we go, guys. The finished product, as you see, looks pretty good. The Glock 19 now got the white accents on it. The black and white goes great together, as always. Can't complain about none of that. But like I said, you can play around with it if you got a colored holster, if your lower is a different color or whatever. Play around with it, man. Use whatever color you want to. Do whatever you want to do. It's just a gun. It ain't gonna get hurt. So as always, remember to like, subscribe, hit that share button. I definitely appreciate it. And we got a bunch of new videos on the way. I know I've been slacking, but I got this new camera, so we definitely gonna go hard. You know, this coronavirus been shutting a couple things down, but we got things opening back up, so we're gonna get back to it. So as always, y'all be safe out there. 314 Gunner, I'm out.
Yeah.